Shalom. I'm back with part 3 of the Who is Esau video series, and in this particular video I'm going to cover Genesis chapter 27. This is a scripture that some Israelites use and teach that Esau would be ruling over the world and be living in the best places in the world, and this is what they use to show that Esau is the so-called white man or the so-called Caucasian man. But this teaching is a false teaching, and Genesis chapter 27 is broken down incorrectly by many Israelites. Precepts aren't used to back up their understanding on Genesis 27. I'm going to show the correct understanding, give you the proper breakdown with precepts, and also with the law to prove this point. So let's start at Genesis 27 verse 38. It reads, "And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck." Now they use this to say that in verse 39, shall be the dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and by thy sword shalt thou live. And then they say this, when thou shalt have the dominion, thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. So this is supposed to mean that the white man lives on the best places of the earth, which he does, but this doesn't fit Esau. I'm going to show you the proper breakdown for this. And also when thou shalt have the dominion. Just keep that in mind. But for now I'm going to just touch on this blessing here concerning the fatness of the earth. If you go up to the same chapter and read verse 25, well, this is something many Israelites don't read when they're bringing out verses 38 through 40. It reads, "And he said, Bring it near to me, and I will eat of my son's venison, that my soul may bless thee." So he's talking about Jacob. Bring it here so he can bless him. And he brought it near to him, and he did eat. And he brought him wine, and he drank. And his father Isaac said unto him, Come near now, and kiss me, my son. And he came near and kissed him, and he smelled the smell of his raiment, and blessed him, and said, See, the smell of my son is as the smell of a field which Yahweh hath blessed. Therefore Yahweh give thee of the dew of heaven, and the fatness of the earth, and plenty of corn and wine. Let people serve thee, and nations bow down to thee. Be ruler over thy brethren, and let thy mother's sons bow down to thee. Cursed be every one that curseth thee, and blessed be he that blesseth thee." So now, I haven't seen any Israelites living in the best places on earth. Never. But they use this these same words, the fatness of the earth, to apply to the so-called white man and say this shows that he enjoys the best places on earth. But that's not what the scripture is saying here. The fatness of the earth. Now, we know that the sons of Israel inherited the land of Israel, and that's it. We're not to inherit the whole planet. Now, in the kingdom, we'll be ruling over the planet, but we won't inherit the lands of these nations. See, it says, "Let people serve thee, and nations bow down to thee." So we can see that right there shows that we're to rule over the nations in the future. This is a blessing. This wasn't given to Esau. Now let's go down to verse 38. Let's get into some definitions here. This is something that many Israelites to this day still do not do. Verse 39. "Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth." Now, the word fatness, it comes in the word translated the fatness. It comes in two parts. There's two Hebrew words to describe this. Word 4480. That is, according to Strong's, it means a part of. All right, a part of. Now, then the next definition is word 4924. According to Strong's, that means fat, that is literally and abstractly fatness, but usually figuratively and concretely. And the definition says a rich dish, a fertile field, also a robust man. But here it's describing agricultural blessings. That's what's being described in this passage here. Because it reads, and the fatness of the earth and of the dew of heaven from above. Now that dew, that's word 2919. The dew simply means dew as covering vegetation. So we can see these are fertility blessings, because back in those days everything was agricultural based. Things weren't based on industry. That didn't come until the Industrial Revolution, roughly in the 1800s. All right, so people, you should learn your history. Okay, so another thing, this word earth, many people think this means the whole earth, but this is word 776, and it means, it's the Hebrew word eretz, and it means to be firm, the earth, at large, or partitively a land. Okay, it's been translated as earth, field, ground, land, nations, wilderness, world. So depending on the context of how this word is used, that's how you get the understanding on the particular definition. Let's read on. Notice Genesis 45, verse 18, it reads, and take your father and your households and come unto me, and I will give you the good of the land of Egypt, and ye shall eat of the fat of the land. Now I just want to show you this to let you know how this word eretz has been used, where it says out of the land. See, it's the same word, 776. Same Hebrew word, eretz. Okay, so it doesn't mean the whole earth as a whole. Isaac could only give what the Most High gave to him, what was passed down to him. That's all he could bless his family with. Only what he was blessed with, what was handed down to him from Abraham. Genesis 15, verse 18, it says, in the same day Yahweh made a covenant with Abram, saying, unto thy seed have I given this land from the river of Egypt unto the great river, the river Euphrates. So that's what was given to Abraham. Those were the promises that were given to Abraham and his descendants. And that river Egypt, it's not talking about the Nile. And let's just prove that here with in the book of Joshua, chapter 13. Verse 1 of the book of Yahshua, it says, now Yahshua was old and stricken in years, and Yahweh said unto him, thou art old and stricken in years, and there remaineth yet very much land to be possessed. This is the land that yet remaineth, all the borders of the Philistines, and all Geshuri, from Sihor, which is before Egypt, even to the borders of Ekron, northward, which is counted to the Canaanite, 5 rulers of the Philistines, the Gazahites, etc. I just want to point out this word Sihor is actually a river, and it sits on the border of Egypt. It says a stream of Egypt. Alright, it's known as Sihor. That's what was spoken of from the river of Egypt. It sits on the border. It's not talking about the Nile. Brown, Driver, and Briggs gives us a river or canal on the east border of Egypt and a branch of the Nile. Okay, so on a map you can see from the border of Egypt all the way over to the Euphrates, and all that land in between. That's what Abraham had to work with. That's what was promised to him, what he could pass down onto his descendants, so on and so forth. That's how the children of Israel were able to go and receive their inheritance through Jacob, what was given to him. And on the next video, we're going to continue on with this. Shalom.